my name, but with 18 rings, then I can change the game. Flip them over, turn them around. Oh shit, look, I turned them into a crown. Make it dance, make it work for you. Coin is for the spending. If you scatter it, then you'll reap the profits of the seeds you've sown. What do you know? Look, I turned it into a throne. We do what we do to keep the water flowing. The more you give, the more it keeps growing. I don't want your gifts, I don't want your charity. I just want to see some other love and prosperity. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. I make my living by the sweat of my brow, the strength of my voice and my lyrical know-how. I work hard, I spend freely. I'm not rich, but damn, am I dearly placed to think of virtue and preach it to the masses. The fruits of my labor I use to fill glasses. Life is for the living is the message I'm selling. The scent of success is the aroma you're smelling. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round. Hold fast, 'cause it might sound funny, but the truth is wealth's not just about money. It's the push and the pull and the give and the take. It's the things that we share and the joy that we make. Give me your attention, I'll give you my time. Lend me your ears and I'll fill them with rhymes. I'll give you words to make your soul burn and take your breath away in return. The wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning, the wheel keeps turning round. If the water won't flow, then the crops don't grow, so the wheel keeps turning round.
Hi everyone. So I hope everything's sorted and everything's looking all right, and that you can hear me, you can hear everybody, and you can see the hats. Love the hats, love the hats. Lots of hat love going on.
Hat, love the hat.
Lots of hat love
the
going
hats.
on. So I thought I'd start off with a couple of things to do. So this is we'll talk about there's a charity that's going on that's setting up a COVID ward in Uganda for orphaned children. There's a link if someone can do like the charity thing in chat for me, that'd be great. I can't remember what it is. I only set these things up. I don't know what they are myself. But yeah, there's that there. So any that you can give, they're raising like 400 quid, and then they'll have a ward set up. Cheers, James. Not even a mod, and he's got that. That's amazing. So yeah, we've got that. So if you can help anything there, that would be great. Secondly, I have been nominated for the Larp Awards. So hopefully I can win that, which will be great. But to be honest, Larp Noobs and Orc Planet, if they win it, I will be as equally as happy. So they are, too good as well. So lots and lots of love going on, and it's really, really cool. Thirdly, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news at the moment, and I don't feel certain people are getting enough love because they work hard and they are constantly taken the piss of. So I would like to, while we have Georgia here, to say thank you to Georgia for being a teacher, working her ass off, doing everything that she can, and just doing everything to help the kids because it's needed and they don't get enough thanks. So thank you very much for everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
I can't remember what else I needed to talk about. There were probably other things, but I've forgotten it. So yeah, there's that. Children are evil. Thanks, Dawn.
You can say that again.
So yeah, so we're gonna have a little chat about the marches. I hope you all enjoyed the tailored opening slide specifically for the marches here. So Matt and Georgia have been. I very rarely interact with them. Georgia I only seem to interact with on the battlefield.
We tend to bump into each other a lot.
And Matt when he's politicking around my Thane. That is a euphemism. The stuff they get up to together is disgusting. But so we're going to have a little chat about the marches. But first of all, well, Matt, you've already done your introduction on a previous screen, so shush. I should say so. Shush. So Georgia, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, like LARP and all of this sort of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm Georgia. I've been LARPing for about 6-7 years. With like uni LARP and stuff like that. I've been playing Empire for about 4 years now. I was originally in Dawn, and I'm now playing Amberlane Black, the adjutant for the Tusk's army, Best Army. I'm playing her for about 2 years now.
Awesome.
Fiery changeling lass, got a load of personality and a good chance for getting in trouble.
Yes, I think I had a wonderful interaction with you as Guildenstern, or as your old character, I believe.
Oh, Aurelia, yeah.
No, Aurelia as Guildenstern.
As Guildenstern, yeah.
My Guildenstern. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
That was amazing fun.
Guildenstern. That was insane. I was incredibly drunk.
Everyone should be Guildenstern at least once.
I was incredibly drunk for a lot of that night. I had so much fun.
That's right, we couldn't tell. There was no issues there whatsoever. So
yeah, just like swallow back the drunkenness. Or play or nothing.
So what was it then that brought you back that made you change Dawn and go to the marches? What was it about the marches that made you go, ooh, need to do this?
Well, I wasn't gelling much with Dawn anymore. There's nothing bad about the nation. There was some personal stuff that meant that I didn't feel like I could really carry on playing the character, and I kind of wanted to get a bit of distance between me and the old character. And this was about the time when I'd started like sort of friends with Matt, and he spoke about archers, and that was something I'd never really. I'll be perfectly frank. I was quite intimidated by the marchers. Come to Empire and you get everyone being like, yeah, the kit standards are like super high, and then I had people telling me that marchers were like really snobby with kit, and that they'd talk down to you about your kit and they weren't very nice. So me as like a new Empire player was like, oh yeah, I believe that. And then I actually started getting to know people who play marchers, and then I was like, oh, hang on a second, that is completely incorrect. These are the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. Matt basically mentioned that he had a character in Guildenstern's backstory who he'd written like 5 years ago.
We're talking pre-1.
Yeah, like when he was planning the character, that this name sort of came up. Amberlane, and she was meant to be like his partner in crime, and she had been like an unspoken attraction between them, and she it off after Britta died. And the more he explained what he envisioned the character, the more I was like, this sounds exactly the opposite of what I've been playing. I was playing very like, refined, elegant, like gold cambion. And this was a, no nonsense, great sword wielding changeling who is more than happy to tell people to F off. And frequently does to senators and generals. She tells Empress frequently tells people to fuck off if she thinks they're crap. And yeah, that was basically what drew me in. And then I sort of tentatively began talking Archer's pages and sort of let myself be known. And the amount of support immediately, like the march costume brief can be a bit intimidating. I was very intimidated by it because it's very particular. The amount of people who just went, here's things that you can try looking over here, I've got patterns, I can help you with this, and they were just so helpful. And since then I haven't looked back, really. It's just been a fantastic change for me personally.
Yeah, I have to say to everybody in chat who doesn't know, I'm friends with these two on Facebook, and seeing Georgia's updates on her kit is incredible. To go from where to start to where she is now, it's amazing. The kit snobbery, that it's come up in the Discord a few times now. It's the odd person. It's not everybody. Kit is I can't think of the word. Aspirational. Thank you. Bloody teachers.
I'm a teacher.
Bloody teachers know everything. So yeah, it's aspirational. So it's start here, and as long as you get better, that's all that matters. And as long as you're trying, that's all that matters. I turned up in a pair of joggers and a Nike t-shirt that I'd cut the Nike bit off of for my very first one. So it changes.
Oh my gosh.
It's all good. So it's yeah, but the change of characters has been quite impressive as well, because I had a conversation. I don't know if you'll remember a conversation we had in Ashenhall when your fiance, this is just your daughter, your fiance had died, and we were there, and as you were chatting to Mac while he was in Navarre, we were drinking, because I think Siggy had gone off to get you a drink, and he left you alone, and I was sat
I do
with
remember
you.
this.
And it was a really nice chat. It wasn't rude. It was really positive. We were talking about death, and it was really nice. And Sigvold didn't like it one bit. he hated it.
Yeah.
And that was when he came over, and he just said, he goes, "Do you need a drink?" "No, I've got like 6 bottles on me." It's like, okay, well, do you need this? Do you need this? It's like, no. It's like, Sigvold, do you want me to leave? Just tell me to fuck off. It's like, okay, Mac, fuck off. It's like, that's all you had to say, dick. But yeah.
Sigvold was very much sort of in with our family in Dawn, very much so.
Yeah. Oh, just that Helen has experienced a bit of kit snobbery in the field. While in Navarre, they were told that they couldn't be in Navarre because they had a bit of fur on. Yeah.
Right, Navarre, who live in the woods where, there are furry animals.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, okay. Kit looks good. Making kit look good and fit your nation brief is good. Archers don't wear fur. I have furry cuffs on my posh red coat, which I absolutely love. The marchers have fur nowhere in our costume brief. Wear fur. It's cool. Also keeps you warm.
Yeah.
Just keep it clean, for God's sake.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Fur can fit in almost any of the, like a cuff or a collar. Like a bit of fur trim makes everything look immediately 10 times more snuggly and posh. Who doesn't want to be snuggly in the field?
That's one thing about March kit.
Exactly. I mean, and look at Sparrow as well, the Navarre Bard. He wears fur. A lot of fur.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, don't let anyone tell you can't wear fur.
Yeah.
They're a liar.
Yeah.
They're a liar and they're jealous.
They're jealous of your fur.
Pretty much. Helen's got amazing kit. She's Helen's my other half, and she's now Calavesi, and yeah, she puts my kit to absolute shame. It's amazing. She's so good, too talented. Don't know why she's with me. Really don't. So,
I'm sure there's something.
No, it's really no. There's probably reasons. I don't know them yet. But yeah. Okay, so what about you, Matt? What was it that drew you to the marches?
So, before Empire was announced, there was a lot of about what the different nations will be playing as. I was really drawn to a nation that would then be integrated in Wintermark and basically playing a Calivation bog. That was kind of my plan. A group of my friends who wanted to play archers said, we really like the idea of playing like archers, how about you come in? Already got this equipment by a Cornish knight errant. Why don't you come over as a newly marched Cornish character? We've got family from this particular region, Eastern Upworld, and you can come play this. So my first year, I basically looked like Orlando Bloom from Seven. And that was the character. The character was basically, I've literally come from Dawn after being raised in Dawn, and I'm trying to figure out the marches where my dad is from. And that was my character. So my aspirational kit was, I started off in an Evelyn surcoat with a red cavalry grip tower shield and a cross-hilt. I now fight in a brigandine, full plate, with a posh coated D and a pole axe.
Nice.
That was from literally from the beginning of the game to now, because for some reason, I just can't die.
For a while, you couldn't.
And for a while, I couldn't. Yeah,
for a while, you
very,
physically could not
very
die.
difficult skill because I just had a magic. Yeah, the marches is great. I have gone from being a bit on the outskirts of like March community. Now very much kind of wanting to give back to it and being very proud of the team and the community that we have there. You know, these hats, for example, I never wore hats until a friend of ours who made them at Kate Park.
We've got like four hats,
and I'm doing me another one in lovely green. But we have these people who have these talents in the marches, and it's a case of, oh, you want this thing? Oh, that person does it. For example, these badges, there you go.
Yeah.
This was made because I did the Wicker Man, and it was made because the character who we burnt, the guy that makes the badges, Dan Towles, of the murderer, 3 times not guilty, has a badge stand in Traders Row, and he made badges. Once again, that's a marcher thing. I've had the pleasure of experiencing other communities. Every nation has a really good support network. The marches very much feels like a big, even when you're having your in-character grudges, and we've kind of got one that's kind of going at the moment, kind of isn't, you know, bubbling. Yeah. We're doing that with our friends. Best way to have conflict in a game. Be off your mate.
Yeah.
In character, not out of character, only in character. But they're great. They're wonderful people, and you know they have amazing, wonderful, very historically accurate kit. We, on the other hand, are the more drift towards a more fantasy side, don't we?
Red marcher we use.
Yeah, so we wear surcoats occasionally. You know, we're wearing the leather waistcoats with the studs in it. We've got the van braces on all archers. Great swords are a thing for a professional soldier marcher. They're a person who can afford both to have their tools and a weapon just for doing this, rather than having one for farming and fighting. So we're playing kind of that side of the more into the magic history, kind of the creepy Wicker Man stuff.
Excellent.
And sort of the folk horror is sort of the aim we're going. And I mean traditional English folk horror rather than Slavic folk horror. Whereas they're playing your sort of almost stoic grand house of the Roses, still have their own fantastical elements of the world, but this bit of kit is very much from this time period. It's beautifully done. The camp is incredible. Yeah, that's basically it's the. I just rambled. I just get very excited about the marches.
Yeah, the marches talk about like this idea of like, you know, neighbours and stuff, and it really is like I can walk into Merrick's feeling a bit sad, and I immediately get like Hattie of like a cup of tea in my hand.
And Merrick's is our community hall. We literally have like a village hall where you can all go in, have a sing song. If you're a marcher, you get a cup of tea.
Yeah, tea and coffee's free for marchers.
Yeah, if you're not a marcher, you know, a little bit of something to help with the running costs, or maybe seeing how you can help the nation, that sort. But then again, there is a part of the marches which is doing stuff next away.
Yeah.
And there is that sort of come in, and then that's where it stops. And here, there's a guest, and then there's marches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love visiting the marches. I love going over there. The pub's great, and I like to sit down. I've got I still can't remember the guy's name. He's a archer, but he has a crossbow.
Oh, Jack, he's one of ours.
Yep, me and him have bets every event to do something stupid in the battle. So he has got me twerking behind the enemy lines at the moment, and dry humping the land shark was another one he got me to do. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Did you do it though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I won my crown. So it was really good. It's a lot of fun. I do like to go over there. But yeah, as a brief though, it's something that I haven't really looked into because it didn't appeal initially, and the look doesn't appeal to me as a player.
I think it's something that you've got to sort of like. It's a diggy. You've got to dig into it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not like, let's say, for example, Dawn or the League, where you immediately you're like, yeah, that's really clear. Archers, you sort of, and on the outside, it looks like it could potentially be like a bit bland. Like everyone thinks that they're brown and like wear linen and that's it. But then you have to sort of dig a little bit, and then you're like, oh, there's so much like richness and like beauty that you have to sort of like go looking for.
Flower crowns.
March of flower crowns are a thing. That was one of the things that I got very excited about. I loads of flower crowns and thorns, literally attack thorns.
Yeah. Just to say, James, I see the questions, mate. You don't need to highlight them yourself, so don't worry. I do stop when there are so many questions that I have to, and then chat just runs away with it. Got a few questions for you now. Yes, we know. We know that wholesome chat that we had is still talked about. You know this. It was a lot of fun, and it's always referred to as the wholesome chat. So yeah, me and Matt did well.
Yeah.
So Helen's asked, what's your favourite bit of the Marcher brief, and what do you wish was played more in the field?
I know this.
You go while I think.
Threshers.
Oh yeah, like proper threshers.
Oh, threshers. Threshers are great. So, archers have a really interesting way of doing law and order.
Right.
So, we accept Imperial law. Of course we accept Imperial law. But unless there's a militia officer stood right next to you, we really don't accept Imperial law. Because do you know what? We can sort the problem out. It's not your problem. Second, it's on our land, it's our business, and there are criminals come into our barn. Try and find them. Don't look at the turned over soil. Don't worry about that.
What criminal officer?
What criminal officer? The Marchers are basically Peaky Blinders. Or the Kennedys.
Or the
Kennedys. So we have this group called Beaters. Are almost our Robin Hood. They are archers. They go off into the game. They're lightly moving units. They're effectively the term for a martial, like a full-time martial marcher. I technically play a beater, even though I'm in full plate, because I'm the best way to describe my fighting character. I'm also a soldier.
Right.
Then you have like a subset of beaters are designed particularly as fight sorcerers and bad magical stuff. They're called threshers. Okay. So much like the concept of threshing the wheat from the corn, or threshing the rather is.
Yeah.
Threshers, the good wizards from the bad wizards. And a bad wizard could be anyone who just does something that you're not too keen on. For example, you're a Merrow and you're casting magic. That's a beating. You're a Briar who's doing amazing stuff. That's a beating. You're my summer mage. Yeah, you're a summer mage from my house who's just 1,000 people. On your way, mate, you're fine.
That's mental.
Yeah. Marches are all about us versus them. Them could literally be next door, next village, next town, next territory, or even other nations. So, for example, a sorcerer in my town is bad if there's not a sorcerer in the league. If there's a sorcerer in Tasato, I'm going to deal with that one first. My one I can trust to be naughty. Not as naughty as that untrusted league one. That's how it works. And there is a great person that plays a thresher. I suppose he's a thresher. Martin Orchard plays effectively a thresher, but a lot of religious stuff as well. very nosy, very problematic. But because he's a Naga and not from my house, I see. Sorry, mate, you're too. If he was in my house, he'd be the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
I've just ranted.
No, that's great.
No, that's really good.
What is this much? Is that my home team?
Things that I'd like to. My favourite part of the brief is probably like definitely getting into sort of like the folklore stuff, like the weird stuff that March is doing, and that's also something that I'd want to see more of. The weird stuff, like poppets are weird.
A poppet.
I've got my poppet here.
Show them what a poppet is.
I might have seen poppets before. They might be like corn dollies, or they're usually quite like
they're sweet little felt dolls, yeah.
Yeah, they're quite sweet and and that's my one.
Aww. Totes adorbs.
Terrifying string doll.
Horrible string doll whose arm I can't. Yeah, like creepy Marcher there's so much potential there and
only someone was doing a player event about creepy marches.
If only. Yeah, that's something that I think doesn't get touched on enough in the marches. The creepy, the weird stuff, like Marchers talking about our idea that your soul gets reincarnated into a tree if you could, or like a rat if you did a particularly shit
vermin.
Yeah.
Like that's weird. In Imperial lore, that's very, very odd and almost heretical until it got like excused.
Excused as it's okay because it's our naughty.
Yeah, they were like, it's okay. It's our brand of naughty. So okay.
Okay.
But yeah, like weird Marcher. There's just so much potential for stuff, and there's a new character coming in. What is it, Alice of the Lights?
Alice of the Lights.
Alice of the Lights. Played by Buddy. And they've done like kit tests already, and it's really going into
beautiful
like
bog witch,
weird Bragersland bog maid, and it's like the kit looks fantastic. It's very much fantasy, but it's Marcher fantasy, and I just love it, and it's weird and it's wonderful, and it's definitely the kind of stuff that I'd love to see more of.
Yeah. Our house aesthetically can't do too much of the creepy aesthetic. A lot of the themes of our house are kind of more creepy side of things, but that hopefully will change. As I said, we're doing a player event about creepy marches.
Yeah, I remember saying the thing that I get from a lot of people when they come on the stream and we chat about their nations and things that they like and they enjoy. One of the best things I seem to get from people is that they had a concept in their mind for when they came to play. And they started off doing something, and then it's amazing how the game changes everything that they have done. And they've started here, but they are now here. And the growth of a player, I think it's not in character, it's the growth of the player leads to them going, oh, I need to do this instead. Because it's like, both of my characters have essentially been Navari thugs. I've just taken Mac to such an extreme that he's now become a drug addict and he's going to become the Don of the Empire. And it's amazing. Yeah, it's really, really grown, and there's been a lot of fun. But now I have another idea for something that I want to do, because something has come up actually on stream, and it's just made me go, oh, that's amazing, and I need to play this, and I need that in my life. And I'm not going to say what it is, but So
don't. I'd lose so much money. I spend so much money. I see.
So it's all going to be. So yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. So there's all of this seems. So people seem to have grown, changed, and then they've gone, yeah, I need this, and you hear about it happening to so many people, and it's really nice because you hear people talking about where they started. It's like, oh, I enjoyed this, but then with what they're doing now, you see and hear so much more passion in their voice, the way they act, and stuff like that. And it's one of the reasons why I love to do this, because I love to see this, and I love to hear people talking about things that they really like and enjoy. So it's really, really nice, and it cheers me up because lockdown's wank. It's absolute wank. So when I get get you two coming on tonight, and it's just like there's me going, I've had a pretty shit day, and now I'm just like, I'm buzzing. It's great. It's really nice to hear you talking about it. And I haven't even had a beer. I haven't even got a beer. I might have to have a whiskey later.
We're like halfway through a can of Monster.
We're drinking energy drink. We're quite buzzed.
We're 12-year-olds.
Excellent. So John's asked, are crossbows more of a marcher weapon? What are the typical marcher weapons?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've only ever seen one person in the Marchers use crossbow, but it absolutely fits his aesthetic perfectly. Like Blackjack in all of his like blackened armor. Like literally, he's a sniper. He's a Marcher sniper, so he just like fucking I've monstered against him before, and he is a fucking to monster against.
Target acquisition.
He will literally. I think I was playing a Herald, not Herald. Yeah, I was playing a Summer Herald. I was playing a Herald of Elinaris, and I went like, I was just walking, minding my own business. I just got. I was like, okay, that's an arm I can't use. Where the hell did that come from? And he just comes off. In terms of typical marcher weapons, obviously, like the bill blocks are like the defining thing of the march of the bill blocks. So your bill hooks, pole axes, like that. Like when the marcher bill blocks get going, they're like. Yeah, it's a combine harvester. If it's just stationary, once the combine harvester starts moving, it's a bulldozer that you get out the way of.
You don't stop it
because it's not stopping. Other than that, we have a few like longbow users in marchers.
Yeah, I've got to say there's some really very talented bow users. Jack Flint, one of the other generals, by Tony. Very good archer, amazing archer, very nippy, which helps.
And then, of course, you've got great swords, which is not a lot of marchers use great swords because you think bill block, you want to be together. Then you've got great sword users. I think our group might be the only group who have like a great sword unit.
This actually came from another group in the marchers played what's called the Boustons, who had a disastrous battle and lost almost all of them. They were the idea of basically running a vanguard unit. So effectively, their job was to, when the bill block started hitting someone, we'd go around the sides, basically break up whatever was going forward. The bill blocks to start to pick them apart. First battle, we worked so well, but then they got cut off. And of the great sword unit, I think 3 of us got out of 13 that went out, something like that.
Nasty.
So in the marches, brief, great swords are posh weapons. Yeah. They're expensive weapons.
They are not like with the bill block. It's used like this weapon is just your repurposed plow. Yeah, essentially.
You have a bill already because you farm, so you might as well just take that with you. It does the job.
Whereas a great sword is very much a display of I can afford to have my tool, and I've got this nice weapon as well,
which is used just for cutting down this particular type of crop.
Yeah. So we have. I can't remember off the top of my head how many great sword users we've got in our.
Half a dozen at least.
About half a dozen, but then we also have poleaxe users. So you have the bill block, which acts as this combine harvester.
Yeah.
And then you've got our unit, which essentially fills the niche of heavy cavalry.
Yeah.
We're armored, lots of different weapons. We go charging into a flank, stay there for about 30 seconds, and then move off again.
Which is kind of the role that we've chosen to work within the marcher. Yeah, I mean, I should say the guys that run the marcher field army rather than the general say that you're great. You go off and you do the job, but much like real cavalry, it's very difficult to get back behind the line. The thing that the marchers are really bad at doing, holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, never ask marchers to hold a point because
we'll just arrow fodder.
We'll just get picked.
As we found in the last battle where we all fought together, where we basically got the absolute stuffing kicked out of us because we're not built for holding points. We're charges. We'll wipe out that flank if you get a charge, but and still we're a target.
Yeah.
But that's the benefit of the marchers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crossbows are on brief, definitely.
Yeah, that's
cool.
The military side of it and the uses thereof are definitely there's more of an in character field conversation, but yeah, you were like my unit. we're not there to hold anything. We're there to smash something. Please let me hit that thing hard and then walk over there and hit something else over there. But yeah, there's lots of bad decisions have been made when people don't know what
That
a
was a
unit
very hard
is.
fight.
Yeah, people don't know what a unit is to be used for and how they fight and stuff. So, Corvus has asked, how do the Marchers perceive other nations?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. You do yours, I'll do mine.
So a lot of people have this perception that Dawn and the Marchers like despise each other. It runs a little bit deeper than that. It's like siblings. You know, 1 second you want to like smash their head against a wall, and the next minute you're like, you know, watching TV together and perfectly happy. And I think that's kind of that's how the Marchers view Dawn as very much just like, you know, like a bit of a twat of like an older brother or sister or sibling, who this like hate you, and I really don't agree with a lot of the stuff that defines you, but also you're mine. You know, where there's that link there. I think it's quite nice. I've got quite a lot in character and out of character. I've got a lot of friends in Dawn, and I have some of my best interactions socially have been between a very marcher and a very, very Dawnish person.
And I'll kind of echo that sentiment as someone who never played in Dawn. A lot of my friends who are Dawnish are, you know, solid people, both as role players and as characters as well. Very much enjoy engaging with them. From a politician's point of view, yes, it's very important to stay on good terms with your siblings.
From a military point of view, I'm currently like, why are you in the Barons? But that's a completely different thing. Exactly that face there.
Yeah.
So, orcs,
we like.
Oh, orcs. Orcs are just marchers who aren't human, basically.
Yeah.
They work hard. They really like toil, and they've had a ruling class over them. They pull themselves up by the bootstraps. We like them, unless they're in the Mormold.
That's
Another in-character conversation. But, yeah, orcs. Yeah, they're just non-human marching.
Urizen is mixed. Urizen is very, very mixed. I think it's more towards the negative side than it is positive because of various reasons. I know a bit more about that.
Yeah, Urizen made some very interesting choices years ago in character, and a lot of Urizen's a bit weird. They don't like to engage. Like a marcher will give you a big hug and a handshake. Urizen, they're too disconnected. A lot of Urizen are also Merrow. Archers put Merrow in concentration camps. I'm not joking. Pragisland is filled with them. Don't want them. You want them away. But Urizen like them. They're too cerebral. They're too clever. They want to stand back and watch and not engage.
Yeah.
Marchers want to be up in your face with you down in the dirt.
Yeah.
And the Urizen also, you know, they're very pragmatic. Marchers are pragmatic in a very heartfelt sense. Urizen are pragmatic in a head sense. That makes sense. And that's why we don't get on.
The Urizen, like, personally, like, Amberlane absolutely the hell out of Citadel Guards General, like, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, he's amazing. Yeah, I think there's definitely a bit of a, maybe erring on the side of negative Urizen. Barushka are our neighbours. I think there's sort of like an understanding there. Barushka, of like the weirdness, like you've got weird and we've got weird.
Our weird is different. Your weird is we manage our weird in different ways.
Yeah.
Urizen goes, we've lost 3 kids this year. Bully for us. Marchers go, we've lost 3 kids this year. We really need down.
Yeah.
But Urizen, you know, you stumble over monsters. Marchers, you know, you'll walk into your back garden. There's a drake beast down.
And you've got to get the pots and pans and scare it away.
Again. Yeah.
League obviously our neighbours as well, so they're the other side to us.
Yeah.
We have a lot of interaction with them actually. There's quite a lot of Marcher League crossover, particularly with like romances as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of romance role play between Marchers and League, which I love because it's such a binary.
Well, I think they're very similar in love. I think the League is all about. It's very much played on the sleeve. You know, it's very much I will love who I love until my Master of Hearts says I can't, and then a lost love. Marches are very much like, I like who I like, and that's what I go with. And for the league, it's kind of like there's a reason why I like you. Marches, there's a reason why I like you. It's not like in Dawn where it's like I saw you across the battlefield and the sun caught your hair in just the right way, and that's why I love you. Marches, it's like I like the way you punched that guy in the mouth, so you're mine now. Like, well, actually, my Master of Hearts says I'm going to marry someone good, but that's in 30 years' time. So right now, I'm your girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's that's good. Wintermark is the one which you have a good relationship with.
Wintermark and
They are our neighbours in the world.
yeah, very much so.
And we're of course we're all fighting on that same western front against the Scots.
Trusting you.
Yeah. So and and then of course you've got the Brass Coast.
Yeah, but again, Brass Coast really relationship. Marchers often send their armies to Segura to go and help with the Lassambrian orcs. And
of course then we have Navarre. Once again, a group of people who we have a kinship with because Haven Mornwold share a border, Mirian Upwold share a border, and we've also all lost to the Jotun. So we have that relationship. I don't think there's anyone we've missed. Highguard. Highguard we don't like.
Yeah.
Highguard are too nosy.
Grey Pilgrims.
Mind your business.
Keep your mind and you stop asking.
Stop telling us about the 8th virtue. We know which one's the 8th virtue.
P.
Begins with a P. You leave us alone.
Yeah. Highguard archers are way too opinionated.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of similarities in that. Like they're very stalwart. They're very stick to their guns on their opinions. But I think that's why they butt heads a lot. I think that's why the Highguard do butt heads because they're both very stubborn, very stalwart people.
Yeah. I think that's everyone.
Anyone? I'm trying to think of it. I'm getting the camp in my head. I'm like Wintermark, Dawn, Brass Coast.
I think we've done everyone.
We've done everyone.
Yeah. The only people we have much a universally bad time with Highguard. There's not really been sort of like a fight kick. We're all right.
Yeah. And a lot of a particular group in the Marchers do like to take Grey Pilgrims quite a lot, which is quite hilarious.
Yeah.
So
Pete's asked, what has been your favourite moment of roleplay, either as or with a Marcher?
Before I played in Marchers, one of my favourite bits of roleplay, it was just a moment. It was as Aurelia, I was in military council, and I bumped into Will Talbot, and I'd never met Will Talbot before. Turned around, he went, looked me up and down, went, oh, hello. And then he just started and then the charm offence started. And it was lovely. It was a lovely little moment. He was like, oh, my mum told me not to go near Cambion, they're trouble. And yeah, that was a lovely little interaction. That was probably the only interaction I really had with a Marcher before becoming friends with you.
And you threw me across a bar.
And then I threw you across a bar. Yeah, you're welcome. And I accidentally pinged one of my talons. I used to wear talons. I had one in Matt's friend Connor's eye. I was playing with them, and it just went.
He was Senator Mormore,
Sorry.
Sheriff of Overton.
Yes, I'm sorry. I pinged my nail in the Sheriff of Overton's eye, and then you dropped
Yeah, you deserved it. But she's blessed the Grendel.
She's blessed the Grendel and threw a tooth. Yeah. Favorite interaction whilst I've been a Marcher. Probably dealing with the inter-house rivalries and the shunning.
Suns out, shuns out.
Suns out, shuns out is now the term because we're all friends. OC.
Yeah.
We want to hang out and drink together. So.
And it's also really hard to shun someone at night when you cannot see them.
Exactly. I literally had someone at one point go. I was walking up the hill. It was pitch black, and they went, "Hello, who's that?" I was like, "It's me." Went up to them, and they sort of looked at me, realised it was one of the people they're supposed to be shunning. They were like, "It's no one," and walked past. I was like, "Good try."
And of course, we kept doing that to them and to us. So we decided that if the sun goes down, we're just going to go drinking and just have fun because unless you can see the person, you can't shun them.
No.
Yeah, that was quite cool, and I think that was a good example of healthy and enjoyable, like negative role play. Because I'd experienced too much negative role play in Dawn. It was emotionally exhausting, and no one spoke about it out of character, so it never really got like resolved.
Yeah.
Whereas this was so incredibly healthy and fun.
Good.
Like, you have an argument with someone, and then they'd be like, "Oh, see, this is great. I'm on such a good time," and then you get back to it, and it's great. I love this shunning.
Mine's the big one. Mine is going to be the Wicker Man.
Oh yeah.
So this is 2017. The entirety of our nation, most of our nation, I'll be more. I think most of our nation come out to burn Troy Healy's character, Ed Culloch, the first general of the Tusks, Wicker Man. And the entirety of the nation is singing songs, and there's banging of drums, big thing, and I do the sheet. And you've got just this look of like, it's like love and admiration, and it's weird because of course I then look back at this just sea of, and I just think that these people have come out to look at this thing that we as a nation have IC decided to do about a person who's basically throwing away a character. I mean, I say throwing away, that very much downplays the gravity of what he did.
Yeah.
And just how impressive it was that he did it. And we're looking at the sea of people, and you've got this. I've never felt more proud of my team than I did at that moment when I'm looking across this sea of people going, yeah, we've got this. We've got this. Yeah, we can do this. We can win. We can fight. We can win. We are going to do very well. And it was yeah, it's very good. And that was it for me. You know, we've had some others. You know, Foot the Ball is great, which is when we play medieval football. That's fun.
Yeah.
Trying to fight with what land?
Yep, fighting what land?
Someone else.
Having a brawl with people is great. It's really good.
Yeah, like props. Like Harry Barone does a fantastic job of playing. Like, what is the most like aggravating character, but at the same time he's so damn endearing. Like, you want to hate him and you want to be annoyed at him, and then he does something, you're just like, damn it, I can't hate you. Such a nice character.
Yeah. We have a good team.
Yeah.
We've got a very good team.
Really good folk in marches.
Good. That's the main thing, and I think that's one of the greater things about LARP is that you got so many good people around you as well, and it's one of the positives that just keeps you going. All right, so let's catch up with chat then. Oh, they're doing Hot Fuzz quotes.
Oh, nice.
Naughty chat.
Good luck catching them swans then.
Just the one.
Yep, that's...
Jack, you jump through the air shooting a crossbow going,
right. We genuinely, so we go to Beaumont Durandale's house for the
summer holidays.
For the castle event. Gray hosts a fantastic, Gray and host a fantastic event at Featherstone Castle, which we go. There's usually only a couple of marches that
we're the token marches.
So we force shenanigans, and we did spend a good hour with Cesare, so Jer,
Senator Sato,
creasing, sat on the floor with us, creasing up laughing because we're sat there, talking to Blackjack, being like, Blackjack, have you ever jumped through the air shooting crossbow shot? Have you ever jumped through the air shooting crossbow shot now?
No.
Have you ever laid on the ground shot your gun up in the air?
Is Blackjack, is it true there's a place on a Jotun that if you shoot it with a crossbow, its head will blow up?
Yeah, that was great. I'm going to look into Bobo's house and stealing his clothes.
Stealing Bobo's clothes.
Love it. So, if the marches didn't exist and next event you had to be a different nation, which would you choose and why?
We did speak about at some point in the future we may go back to Dawn, or rather I'll go back and maybe. I would really like to play in the League. I'd really like to play in the League. Adore the costume brief, despite it being incredibly detailed, but it's beautiful. I just love. It's really appealing. The whole your guild is everything to you. and also the way they just sort of like ruthlessly make money
Yeah.
out of anything they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go to the league if I had to. That would probably be my first choice.
League.
I would
Interesting.
basically probably go to Varushka.
I can see you in Varushka.
Varushka.
Yeah, I could definitely. I
I know
see
what
you
I play in Varushka as well. I basically play Uncle Iroh from Avatar.
Yeah. Yeah, I
would
can see
play
that.
a Varushkan Wise one, wobbles around camp, and then comes to battle time, takes his shirt off, and is like, oh, is ready to go fight with a big old axe. That's what I would play. Spends his day telling stories, chasing kids down, having fun, wanting to cook for people, talking about terrible omens, and then just fights as people to protect, and he loves them.
Yeah.
Either that or High Guard, and I'd call myself Big Mac. No one can tell me that I'm copying you. I'm High Guard.
Oh my god.
That's what you make people do.
Yeah.
Look at the reactions you make.
Yeah.
Maximus.
You're not
I could call
coming back on
Maximus, but
again.
with a C.
Yeah, you're not coming back on. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You're done.
Change yourself, Piri.
Yeah. Jeez.
Don't mind.
Oh man, so what else have we got? Joe's asked, in the field, what is the best way to approach marchers to make friends? My character lives quite close to them and could do with better contacts. Yeah, food, Joe.
That'll get you to anyone. Anyone will.
Yeah, that's LARP currency.
Yeah.
That really is.
Being like really like open and honest with marchers. Marchers don't like underhanded and cheeky.
So, you know how you can tell when a person's got an agenda? That's kind of the marcher brief. If we think you're up to, we'll be having a chat, and then the marchers will stonewall. There'll come that moment, you know that you've said something wrong. Just be honest. You might be like, hey, I need to get to know some marchers more. I want to know about you as people, your nation. I come sit down and have a chat with you. There is a pub, there's the queue. Most people want to tell you about their families.
Yeah.
Come and have a chat with us, but don't try and be sneaky. I mean, let's face it, if you come up and you're like, oh, I need to get information out of marchers because the Eternal wants me to gain information, we'll sniff it out of you. If we sniff it out of you, probably not going to end up going back to the Eternal.
Yeah.
I think and if you do have an agenda, you want to ask something of someone, it's literally being like, I'm looking for so and so, I want to talk to them about this, and my marchers are very helpful.
Yeah, marchers are always willing to point you in a direction.
Yeah, I think just sitting with most people, sitting down, having a drink, like Frank and
Yeah.
it's the way to the marcher's heart.
That said, we do loads of festivals. We do. We have the Summer Fete. So in the summer events, we obviously literally open up a village fete. Come along, everyone's selling stuff. Schools who are selling things. Money. Some places are doing games. We do the wassail, so we come to your camp, so you can come and engage us then. We give you food because we want to make friends and share the bounty of our harvest. I'm trying to think what else we do. I don't know what we do.
We do the Married Lloyd and
we do the Mary Lloyd, with ghost horse. So if you're spooky, we're gonna shake a ghost horse at you and tell you to shut up. Because no one tells Winston.
He's here to scare off the old seasons.
I know.
He's here to scare off the old seasons and pester you. We're all out of old seasons. So yeah, and winter I think is the welcoming of the sun ceremony, but I've never really got involved in that. Probably more Winston. Yeah, love Winston. So will you.
That's cool. John's asked, do the marchers have a problem with lineages? Well, Merrow.
Yes. Yeah. So we touched on this earlier, didn't we?
Merrow and Briar are the main culprits. There are Merrow and Briar in the market. They're just hella distrusted.
So Briars are, it's that whole secretive and hidden thing. The Briar lineage can show up later, and the idea that you've been lied to. You don't lie to a marcher because honesty's not as big a deal as, say, the Brass Coast. For a marcher to then go, hey, you're this person over my life, and now you're a Briar, what else you have.
Mm.
And for Miro, it's that whole cerebral. It then goes down into a much more everyday thing of changeling from my house, clever, they're brave, they're courageous. Changeling from the village over, loud, they're obnoxious, they're rude, and that's kind of it. All the positive traits, if they're yours, negative traits,
Everyone
if they're
else.
someone else. Once again, that
Yeah.
us versus them.
Yeah.
Like Ripple.
Oh,
who
Ripple was great. Yeah.
Is fab, and he's fantastic. Like octopus appendages coming off his beard, and it's like it's awful for a marcher.
Harold, yeah.
Like for a marcher, you're like, oh my god. But then he's so friendly.
Yeah.
And you're very conflicted because you're like, I don't like you're a Mero, but you're being so nice.
So and I've spoken to him about this. I don't look at him. I don't actually look at him. Even if he stood next to me, I'm like gazing always elsewhere. If ever he's gone to pass me, I'm like, oh yeah, can you grab that for me? My hands are full. My hands aren't full. I just don't want to touch it. It's awful. You know, it's that horrific inbuilt level of racism. Real world racism ain't cool. Neither xenophobia. As a marcher, as a problematic thing to explore and play with, to kind of understand why that's a thing. Very fun to play with. Of course, so long as out of character that person knows that you are okay
with it. Yeah.
And that's fine. And yeah, everyone who plays a Briar or a Mero in the march to a degree would like that. Always check, because they might just want to play a really cool fish person. Don't scream at them because they want to play a cool thing. You know?
No.
Just check.
Yeah, it's the rule. It's the we talk about it a lot. Where if you're doing something that's a bit out of order, always check in. Always check in. Always check after.
Always check.
Yeah, because
welfare is a big thing. Aftercare and welfare is a big thing.
Even if it's just checking up or like picking up on someone's body language and like, it's right. Like people are like, oh, you know, I don't like to break role play. But no, get that. If you can see that the person you're like engaging in negative role play with looks uncomfortable, drop the role play and say, are you all right? Want me to stop?
You're on holiday. Have fun.
Yeah, you're paying 80 quid. Have fun.
Yes.
If you're not having fun, then
let's fix that.
Fix it.
And that's another thing. Yeah. If you're not having fun at the events, come find us. We will give you fun.
We'll fix it.
We'll fix it. We will fix it. We will kidnap you and give you fun.
I say the same thing. Yeah. It's a big thing. Whatever nation you're in, there are people in that field who know groups within. We know a lot of people there, and we're probably, if you're in the Navarre, we can probably point you at another group. Go join that group; they will point you at fun. So, but yeah, it's across the board. Yeah, fun is an important thing. It's a holiday. Enjoy yourself. Don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a very, very big thing. Helen's asked, "What's your favourite bit of kit you have, and what's the most quintessential piece of marcher kit you have?"
It's my hat. Clearly my hat. Yeah. I've got into a lot of trouble with this hat flicking people's face.
What mine is.
Go on, you go first.
My brig. I love my brig.
I've got a
Brigandy. Right, so it's armour. It's posh armour. It's layers of like credit card size plates, like moulded around my form. It's just
peaceful coloured wool over the top.
And brass rivets going across the entire thing.
Nice.
Copper rivets. Really clean. That to me is quintessential bits of marcher kit. A nice bit of armour.
Yeah.
Nice bit of armour.
Yeah.
Second to that is my bollock pouch. Not my actual bollock pouch, but my pouch. Not a bollock pouch because it's got
that.
Yeah. It's when you think of medieval pouches, it's one of those. They can be pricey. Wearing split hose means you don't have pockets. I've got some sneaky pockets in my shirts. Having a pouch which I can just go into, and it's always food pouches. So I'm really sorry to try and pick. I'm just going to get turkey. Food in my bollock pouch. That's my quintessential thing.
Snackies are important.
Yeah, very, very
important. It depends because I've got a lot of like my March. I've also got like my quintessential like character kit, like the stuff that I have to have on. If we're going like Marcher and also it's got to be a lovely puppet. Because it is horrific. It used to have bells on it. I need to replace the bells because then that was like the warning sign that Anne Boleyn is on her way. You just hear little bells.
Yeah.
Sorry, this feather is so damn long. I think it is the hats. Like you could be wearing a marcher outfit, and the moment you put like your bicocket on with your badges, feathers, then it sort of brings the look together. That's definitely sort of like the peace dance.
Thank you, Katie.
There, thank you, Katie, again. Yeah, so I think hat is definitely a thing, but then if you're talking characterful stuff, obviously I've got like my wig, just this huge, like massive, like auburn ringlet.
Yeah.
It's incredibly warm and got me taken off the field at E4 because I overheated it. I got heat exhaustion because all the heat just got trapped in this wig.
Yeah, not good.
But also things like I have this. This is a little bit of marching kit. It's just a pewter locket.
Ah, very nice.
It's just like, it's just like marchers aren't ostentatious. They're not. It's not like Dawn where you've got like dripping with jewelry and gold and rings.
Oh, I've got my livery chain as well.
Oh yeah, the livery chains
love my
are a
livery
big
chain.
thing. With
Gosh, livery chain. Yeah, there's so much nice kit.
Yeah.
There is.
Nice kit. The marchers has really nice stuff.
The difference between and like when I was moving on to March, I was like, oh no, I'm not going to feel pretty. I'm not going to be able to wear like my big ball gowns anymore and my jewelry. And then you dig into the marcher brief and you're like, hang on a second, some of this stuff is gorgeous. It's just not over the top.
Fine craftsmanship rather than
posh.
Yeah.
You know, a lady from Dawn or anyone from might wear, a brocade gown with bell sleeves. A marcher would wear like lush, dark green wool with trim and then pewter livery chain, badges on their hand. And it's just like those kinds of things definitely still really fit and really just show you like the luxury of like marcher kit. Yeah. And it's also warm as hell. It's so warm.
Yeah.
I've never been cold in marcher kit.
No, the marchers do look awesome. I don't think there's a nation there that doesn't look good though, to be honest.
Absolutely.
The kit standards are really, really good, and everyone is so supportive and positive about picking people up and stuff. You get the odd arsehole, but just report them to PD. Yeah.
We're all trying our best. We're all, there are people out in the field who are obviously like professional costume makers, like amazing. Those of us that aren't professional costume makers, we're trying our best.
You know what? If it's your first event and you stand up in a pair of black trousers, white shirt, well done, you've come.
Oh.
You know what? Next time you might buy a cape. Next time you might buy a sword. That works for every nation except the Orcs who have huge.
Like absolute props to anyone who plays.
And that's cool. That's cool. But
you've reminded me of something. The next event that we go to, I'm doing I can't remember what it's called. You know, like the bargain hunt stuff where you were given a certain amount of money and you had to go off and do that. Me and Matt Kaz, we are doing that sort of thing where we're getting 2 new players who have nothing. We're going to have a certain amount of money for their nation, and we're going to take them out, spend this money on that person, get them kit, a weapon, stuff like that. Then we're going to go back to the forge, film it, just so that they have everything, and then it's going to be a competition to decide who's won. But at the end of the day, the people, whoever wins it, to be that person. Well, I say person. They're going to look great with Matt. My victim, on the other hand, they're gonna have all of this kit, and it's theirs. It's theirs to keep. It's like it's one of the reasons why I've done this. I mean, me and Matt have spoken quite a bit about things to do and where we and the good things that we want to do for people and stuff. It's like I've nearly got a 4-meter bell tent to give away for people as well.
Oh, awesome!
As well, so yeah, I've got £301 at the moment for that. So it's not, but yeah, stuff to do that sort of thing for the kit. I think it's going to be nice to, and because it will show everything off for people as well, to show that you can get everything in the field and you don't need to spend £400 on one thing.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
You really, really don't. You can do it all in the field for a small amount of money as well. Oh, thanks for the bits, James.
Totally.
302 now. Thanks. You made it even. Have you made it even? Oh no, it's odd. You're fine. We've got a nice. We get a bit war going on when people donate bits, and it's odd or even, and it just keeps on going. It's great. But yeah, so yeah, it reminded me of that. But the kit is truly amazing at Empire, and I think my experience of like being shocked at everything, because I've never had any need to go over to Dawn. And it was my first real proper experiences of Dawn was actually in George's house, and was experiencing all of the people there. Where Chris was the old man of the house, and yeah, I know. Tell me about it. That, oh my god, everything about that fake hair was so dodgy. He looked awful.
Emrys is awesome. I loved Emrys.
He was so good. Emrys as a character, for the short time
I got to
he was
body
around,
check him.
short time he was around, he was fab.
That beard.
You got to body check an old man.
I got to body check an old man. I felt like a big damn hero.
Good.
That's a thing.
But yeah, oh man. But it was, for me, it wasn't that. It was like, I've seen all the knights and stuff and that walking around, but I've never really walked around Dawn. And then all of a sudden, there was you. I can't remember her name. There was like 4 women stood there in all these wonderful dresses, and I'm just like, well, I'm in the wrong place. Like, yeah, what the fuck am I doing here? And stuff, and it was epic. It was so epic that you get into a field and you see all of that sort of stuff going on. It's truly amazing to see, and all the details that everyone puts in, and how hard people try and stuff. It's really good.
I love seeing the character. I was like you got the costumes and you got things you add to it, and that really makes it pop.
Yeah.
I've remembered I missed out my bit of kit, a bag of teeth.
Bag of tea.
Bag of teeth.
Bag of tea.
Yeah, I carry around a bag of teeth, a lovely little pouch around my belt, and it's a variety of like human-looking teeth, which are just like they're just molds, and then ogre teeth, which are deer teeth.
I gave you.
Yeah, that's like Anne Boleyn's little like bag of victory, I suppose. A little bag of teeth that she's knocked out. I accidentally lost it once. Some people thought they'd hit the jackpot and found, someone's dropped their money. Fantastic. Poured it out to find they had a
bag of teeth.
Yeah, banter.
Out of all the things that you could have, a bag of teeth.
Bag of teeth. I'll never lose it. The one time I lost it, literally someone on the Empire LARP page. A weird one, but has anyone lost a bag of teeth? And immediately I was like, it's me! That's my bag of teeth! My teeth! Thank you!
That's awesome.
But people are like, oh, I think it's an orc, or it might be...
So, Smo has asked, so the marchers low-key terrified me at my first event. Got sent into a huge tent to look for someone. Everyone's side immediately stares at me. Insert panic here. So yeah. I don't understand. I don't find the marchers intimidating. I can understand why people do, but for me, I've never seen it myself. I think I found Dawn more intimidating, personally.
I think you've got experience, or you've never been on the receiving end of something like a shunning, or per se Rough music.
or rough music.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I've been rough music
Have you been
twice.
rough music?
Yeah, twice. It's
Really?
great fun. I love it.
What did you do?
Oh, I stood there, laughed, joined in a little bit, and then they don't know how to respond to that.
Well, and this is it. Maybe then it's because you're like, yeah, you know, I can handle it.
Yeah.
Like a room full of people who just, it's that thing of like when you go into a pub and it all goes quiet.
Yeah.
Some people will get a couple of rounds, one person will buy one drink. I
Yeah.
suppose that's the thing. The people that will stay a couple of rounds will always get on with the marches. People who buy a water and then leg it because they don't want to lose face, they're the ones. I mean, I'll be honest, I've been that guy to go into a pub, it all goes silent and just go, yeah, not for me. Out. There's no shame in that.
Whereas I've been the person who's in the pub and I think that it is just a role play thing. So the marches are very much like, you know.
Yeah, it's a role play thing.
It's not a it's definitely not a OC thing. And I think if you just went in, even if taking two mates, go in, have a drink, and I guarantee within 3 minutes, someone's gonna, you know, sit down next to you and introduce themselves and ask where you're from, who are you, what do you do, what brings you here, and then before you know it, you
lost your teeth.
You know, you lost your teeth. Yeah. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here? Is that your lateral incisor? I can see. It's very nice.
Yeah.
How many teeth do you have? How many do you think you need on a daily basis?
Yeah, but I think just like it is. It's an IC thing completely.
Yeah.
If you just go into the bar, within a few minutes, someone will else or start having a chat with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just seen what Smo has followed it up with, so I do apologise, Smo, for reading it out. But Smo's just said, I'm also a shy person. I've never done LARP before. It wasn't necessarily because there were marches. It was just a large tent full of strangers staring at me, and then they sent me back across the entire field. Classic LARP.
That is classic LARP, though.
Yeah, that is.
The amount of times I've gone looking for someone and oh yeah, you just missed. They've gone the opposite way to you have.
Yeah.
I went off one night trying to find a particular character who had been slagging me off. Turns out, if I had taken the shortcut, I would have come across him in a dark alley.
But you didn't.
Thank goodness I didn't.
Yeah.
I was armed and in armour, and they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
totally get that though. Like as much as confident as I look on the field, I am also a little of anxiety. I do sometimes, like, if you walk into a place, a bit jittery.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's normal, though.
It is normal. It's absolutely normal. I don't think there's anything wrong with feeling a bit anxious or even a little bit intimidated. That's definitely not the vibe that they want to give off. Every time.
Well, they might do.
Every time you mention the OC, every time you mention to the marchers, oh yeah, like when I've said, yeah, I was a little bit intimidated by the marchers before I joined. Or everyone's like, I don't know why. We want people to talk to us and interact with us.
We'll push through it. We're a bit like a stray cat. Gotta earn the love.
Like the one living in our kitchen.
Yeah, earn the love.
Earn it. Yeah, Joe's just said, as I knew nothing of marchers, loving them now. Considering this was meant to be like a marchers chat, where it's more talking about you two playing marchers, which has been quite it's quite interesting. I'm finding that getting people's own personal input and insights into how things are done, you get more out of it than it's like when you start Empire, you find more out in the game by playing the game.
We of course only play one part of the march. There are marchers who play completely different, and they will have a completely different experience. So we're very big onto the OC. We're all big on the go where the fun is. If you're not having fun, come find us. We'll fix it. I will drop game to come with you. There are some marchers who are like, no, I'm here to play a very serious, landowner. Some people are like, oh yeah, I'm a potato marcher. I'm very much playing Hobbit.
Yeah.
There are some who are definitely playing murderers. There are definite murderer marchers. Everyone's different. Everyone's allowed to play their own way, so long as they don't detriment OC someone else's. If they do detriment the OC, I would like to be introduced to them, and I will have a long conversation about why that's not a. Hey, it's my family, it's my nation. I want to make sure and I want to make sure everyone else in that too.
Yeah. So Creaky Baby has just said that it's very quiet tonight, so I've just turned everybody up a little bit. Hopefully that was.
I'm sorry.
That'll sort
Sorry,
that
Creaky
out.
Baby.
So yeah, hopefully that's fine. Yeah, I'm
Always move.
I'm really enjoying the fact that you don't really hear too much about the Marchers doing that. You don't think that they're a like a political powerhouse or anything like that. They're not the biggest nation in the field. They're not really involved in a lot. I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't politics there, but there is definitely politics there because. Let's face it, I know about the politics there. It's
the Marchers has a massive amount of power because we have 4 senators, 4 armies, and because we have such a small national, it doesn't take that much from the National Assembly to get stuff put through. So the Marchers, because it's one of the smaller nations, I say one of the smaller, not that small in compared to something like Urizen or the Orcs. There's a lot of gains. 4 senators, 4 proxies, 4 generals, 4 adjutants. That's 8 positions already in kind of like in 2 of the main houses. We have a Marcher 4 seat. Marcher's national resources farm, so the ability to get a lot of money very quickly to buy other ball seats is very easy. We don't have any Marcher archmages. We don't do a lot of stuff with conclave, so that's a gap in the market to go and do stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people give Marchers the vibe of like, oh, they're just paying, don't know what's going on. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of times that we've played that to our advantage where, how much is potato? Haha, lol, lol, lol. Yeah, that's 70 currency now.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the best strategies I've definitely. If people think that you're a hot-headed idiot, they'll say stuff in front of you that they think you understand, and you're like, yeah, love it, yeah.
For example, the first captain of the militia, like the first ever captain of the militia, was a Marcher player because they were just very good at what they did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the best senators we had in the game, her name was Bridget Talbot. Frightening individual, a political powerhouse because done Marcher, lol, 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 and then she, which completely that politics works. Some of our generals have done some incredible stuff, like being the only Marcher army to stay in the Mornwall when we were losing, and somehow doing something that gets them the attention of an Eternal, where he goes, I'm kind of doing it on my own. Like with dumb thick characters is really helpful. It means we can get away with it. And it's you. No Marcher thinks they're the big I am, but in actuality, a lot of Marchers, they're a lot more savvy than
Yeah.
If you do play Marcher, in the Marches, except that everyone's going to take you very seriously. Outside the nation, you're probably going to do a lot of people over, which is good. So you should.
Okay. You're I don't know why, but you're cutting out a lot more now.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Very lucky.
No, so I'm not too sure what's causing it. So it's fine. I mean, we'll only be going for like another 10 minutes anyway. So
fair enough.
So it should be fine. It should be fine. So because there's a lot of politics going on around. I mean, we're not going to go into detail on this one because this is definitely a find out in play one. There's a lot of politics that are going around the Marchers at the moment because of the huge thing that is going on in the field that will be going on in the field right now due to something happening that I think everybody knows about. How are you finding like the politics game dealing with all the other nations and dealing with how people are how they respond to you as as that. So how are you finding all of that at the moment in game as being a Marcher?
I'm a dumb Marcher. Why would a Marcher want to be on the throne? Why should the Marchers have the throne? because I'm a dumb marcher. Very interesting having people like I don't know what I'm doing, even though I've been in Senate and debating political positions since year one. It was very nice actually to be overlooked and be underestimated. I do finally sit on that big chair because I get to make very big declarations which I'm planning to do since year one. It's interesting. There are a lot of people who are not trying to get the marches on. Completely forgetting that things like the marches control where the food comes from, your armies.
Yeah.
For the most part, if you territory, enough territory that you can't supply your armies, we have the ability to make sure that doesn't happen. But why are we going to help you now?
Orison are currently going majority card kept up, and yeah, a lot of people seem to forget that it marches control where the food comes from.
We've also got the biggest mithril mine in the Empire. Massive. We've got a lot of mithril, which we are currently using to build an army bigger. If you have a very important project, aren't you talking to us? No one is. You have to come and use our pub, and you're happy to kind of, oh yeah, let's put the marches on the fatal flank during the battle. That will teach. Ha ha ha. Kind of gone back to what marches are really underestimated, or at least that's how it's. I would definitely say that a lot of nations don't put the effort in. There is a caveat with two. Militarily, all the other generals, archer generals, are like that, constantly in communication. When it comes to the orcs and the marches, we're basically dealing with one single entity for the most part.
Yeah.
The orcs have an opinion, the marches will probably share that opinion. Biggest political thing we got was getting the 6 age.
Matt, it's been suggested that you slow down and speak up because
I'm too excited.
Yes, we can tell.
Let me get closer. Sorry, I'm sorry. Archers and the orcs have a very good relationship. Orcs always put the effort in. Generals and the marcher generals, very good relationships, always put the effort in. I would say a lot of nations need to engage with the marchers a bit more. And I would say that if you are someone who wants to do politics, getting in with marchers onto your way of, especially our senators, very wise thing to do. So far, not a lot of people doing it.
Yeah.
I slowed down there.
Yeah, it wasn't doing it as bad. Yeah, it wasn't doing it as bad, but it might be because my mic settings never change. I just turn volume up and down to make sure everything's all right at my end. But you can see the whole audio is cutting out at certain points. I have the same problem with Justin when he sings because it suddenly peaks. So it will peak so it'll be the mic when you're talking at your end will peak, and then your audio will just cut out completely.
That's bad.
Brilliant.
So calm down, Matt.
You can't tell me to be calm. I'm a keen being.
You are very keen. You are very, very keen, and I have to admit that is one of the reasons I like to talk to you so much. It's really nice that I like to hear the passion and stuff. It's so good to hear. Oh, I'll take all that back after seeing that face. Oh,
yeah,
my.
I have to look at that face every day.
I'm a chuckle.
You're something.
It's something.
Oh dear. So, well, we're coming up for that. I think what Ed will do. I think we could do another Marchers stream, to be honest. Talk about the technicals of the Marchers, though, just to like get in the archetypes and actual find out through the wiki and stuff like that. If you two would be up for doing that again, doing it again.
Sure.
It's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
I'll calm down next.
Right, I'm going to turn the alert box off because they're all donating bits again. My alert box is right in the middle of the screen, so at the moment, all I can see is this of Georgia. It's just like that.
That's my best bit.
So let's.
What about the
There we go. I've turned the alert box off for a bit. So yeah, so we'll do this again, and we'll do that. We'll actually like hit on what the wiki is with regards to the marches and stuff like that, so we can get some technical bits going on. Need to say to everybody as well, the Discord has grown massively. We've nearly hit 200. We're almost at 250 people on the Discord, and I've had to put a bot in so people read the fucking rules. Basically, so there is a picture right at the bottom of it, and you have to click my face on the bottom, and then you'll be able to. It will show you all the channels. But so I'm getting messages pop up where I think it's not worked for someone, so I have to go and manually do it. Friday, what are we doing on Friday? Skirmish chat. We're gonna get military stories. We're gonna get stories too. The charity that we're doing this for, as I said at the beginning, was for a COVID ward in Uganda. All the money definitely goes to this award because the company that are putting it together, Edith's Hope, are funded by my other half's company. So and they're doing 400 miles in 40 days. And they only need 400 quid as well to do it all. I say only. Jesus, I'd love 400 quid. So they need 400 quid to do it all. So if the link's there, so if anyone can donate, even if it's just a quid, it all helps. A week on Saturday is the Larp Awards. There will be a party in my Discord, in the chat, and would be there just to chill. It'll be on. We'll see who wins. Regardless, there'll be beer. Well, I'll be having beer. Drink what you want. Turn up, chat, laugh. Something will be on in the background, I'm sure. Yeah, there's other stuff. There's links there. Twitter, Patreon, Facebook, and stuff like that. There's loads of stuff. We are growing as a channel. We've nearly hit 500 on Twitch. Nearly 200 on YouTube. We're doing it. It's going a lot better than I thought it would. It's amazing, and I love absolutely every single second of it. We'll get you two back on with and that we'll talk about the marches. I have another project that I want to do as well. This will be a Georgia project because this is women in the military council. And why there needs to be fucking more.
Why there needs to be more.
As I've said on multiple streams, my favourite general in the entirety of Empire ever is Nicasia. She's too bloody good. She's too bloody good for her own right.
I mean, if you need any more voices from binary players, I literally have like a group chat with a load of my friends, and every single one of us, I think, R2 are generals or adjutants.
Yeah, it's something that I'm discovering quite a lot because in my unit, all of my backups are women. Because as Dawn has just put out into chat there, yeah, they make better decisions. They really do. It's yeah, so I need to do something like that, and I want to do more.
That's a great idea.
Astora, I don't know her real name. She's another content creator, and she's in the. She's in the. It's who? Sorry.
Aurum.
Yes, that sounds like her. Yes, Nat. Right. Okay. So yeah, she's
they're an adjective.
Yeah, she was in a LARP content creators Secret Santa with me that we did over Christmas, which was hilarious. It was a lot of fun to do. I got so much Dallas Cowboys stuff from America, from Dan, who sent it to me from Chicago, which was amazing. But yes, so we need more. We need more, and because it's something I'm very, very big on, is trying to say LARP is it's seen as a very male-dominated thing, but if you can get past that, the game is very open, and there is a lot there, and everybody in it is epic, and yeah, it's got a bad rep thanks to media, I find as well. But that's not just a stream, that's a long stream as well. So
that sounds like a fantastic.
So yeah, so in the Discord, Georgia, I have a What's On channel. I have empty dates. So through Matt, just chuck me a message and we'll get it put in as well, and we'll get that sorted. It's right up the top, Matt, on the Discord, so you can have a look at some point. But it's all be there, and we can all we'll get it sorted, and we'll get Nat on as well. So yeah, it'll be good fun, and it'll be a laugh. So my goodbyes take like 10 minutes. Has been discussed at great length in the Discord, because I can't remember half the stuff I'm saying. There's so many tangents. I think that's about it. I think we're done. I think we're done there. We'll definitely do another Marchers chat as well. So if you two have a look at what's on as well for a Marchers chat for when you're both free, and then let me know. And then we can go, and then we'll get that sorted too. And Dan has just said you're still saying goodbye from like 15 minutes ago, and there's a very grumpy Helen waiting as well. So because my other half, she doesn't sit in the room with me, she goes off into the bedroom to sit and watch. So yeah, so I'm in trouble. So never mind. But yes, we'll get that all sorted. So thanks everyone for watching. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Georgia, for coming on. Being such a good laugh. Really, really good. Yes, been a lot of fun. Matt, we will do another wholesome stream. We'll find anything we need to do another wholesome stream because it was very, very popular. And we will do another one.
And I was gonna come on the but I ended up having to do baby round.
Yes, you did, yeah.
So next time, wholesome, and I will try and I'm gonna be excited, and the mic's gonna peak. We'll
let chat. We'll let Discord pick a theme, and we will dress up as something within that theme. There we go. We'll do that. So we can. Smo's just said, "Quick, everyone, say bye," so he doesn't tangent again. Yeah. So see you all soon. Take care, you two. Georgia, once again, thank you for being a teacher. You're doing wonderfully. Matt, thanks for being you, mate. Really, yeah. So, take care, everyone. Oh, yes.
Oh, that's a tangent.
This is an important one though, because this is something that I keep forgetting that I need to do. We raid now. I've been told I have to raid more. So, we have a choice here. If anyone's got a channel that they would like to see me raid, then let me know. What's the choice? We've got the Longest Johns. They're not singing though; they're just playing a game. So let's have a look. I don't know if anyone. Or there's Steve, not me. Within the Discord community, there's Steve. So should we go and support Steve? Let's go. Let's go and support Steve. Steve on that one. 1939. Unfortunately for us, we won't see it. But yeah, everyone else will. So let's do that. So yeah, go and say hi. Give him a bit of support. I think there's one person in his channel at the moment. So go and give him a bit of support and say hello. 1 second. So you lot shoot off. Matt, Georgia, much love. Thank you so much for coming on. And we'll end it. So see you later, everyone. Take care. Bye.